In previous segments, we've already talked about the basics or the essentials of your tackle box. We talked about equipment in terms of rod and reel, and we've taught you how to rig up that rod and reel ready to fish. And now, last but not least, we need to select the fish food, or what we call the bait. And it all depends on what you're going fishing for as to what bait you select. What I like to start with first is to discuss worms. Worms is what I consider the universal bait. It works for all fish species. So if you're not squeamish and you don't mind handling a live bait, you cannot go wrong with fishing worms. I always have a cup of worms when I go fishing. The next one would be mealworms. Again, another universal bait. However, they are very popular for trout as well as sunfish. Now we're going to start narrowing in on if you're going trout fishing. If you're specifically interested in trout, beyond the basic worms, the most common and popular bait that is used for trout fishing is called power bait. It's a dough bait. It has the consistency, when you feel it, of Play-Doh. It's scented, and as you can see here, it comes in a variety of colors, both glitter and non-glitter formulas. And it works great for trout. It's a floating bait right along with marshmallows. Now, if you are fishing with kids, you want to be careful and let them know these are fish marshmallows and not people marshmallows. They do also have a scent and can be flavored. These happen to be glitter marshmallows cheese flavor, but they are just for the fish, so make sure your kiddos stay away from them. Another common trout bait is your salmon eggs. They come in also a variety. You can get them with glitter or without. The glitter mimics a fish. So, fish are shiny, and in the water, if you're slowly trolling, that flash or that glitter mimics another fish and will attract a fish over. At least that is the hope. Another common trout bait that can be used is corn. Corn also works well for carp. Moving on to some of our other fish, if we're going to fish off the bottom, catfish is very common to fish for. We stock channel catfish in our community fishing waters. And some of the most common and cheapest bait that you can buy out there is hot dogs and bacon. I don't know what it is. I think it's the salt and the combination of salt and fat content, but it works really well for catfish, and it's very inexpensive. Another option that you can use is catfish stink bait. Beware, you might want to wear gloves because it lives up to its name, stink bait. And it does also come in a variety of flavors and scents. In addition, catfish, you can use raw shrimp. Chicken liver also works well. If you are trying to decide if you will pick up one of our community fishing reg booklets, or if you get it online and check out our regulations online and flip to the very back cover, we have a little cheat sheet. So depending on what species of fish you want to fish for, you can look at and decide what selection of bait you want to choose from. And that's the basics for bait. And now you're ready to go fishing.